This is Kendra.
And this is Brianna. Welcome to Camp Comparisons,
where she's in one camp and I'm in the other. All right, so we're doing episode 7, which they have titled I Go Down with the Ship.
Which they don't.
No.
There's a ship. The only
doesn't go down
part of this that's relevant is that there is a ship in this episode. Okay, like the whole episode's on a ship. Yeah. But
I was like, I looked at all the other names. It's I Go Down with the Ship, and then it's the Party Ponies Invade.
Which obviously isn't going to happen.
So sad.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Unless they come to save camp. Maybe they come to save camp after Poseidon does.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. If it happens. But no, there was no other title for them to use, I guess. I don't know. I felt kind of sad about that title that makes no sense. So if you weren't reading the books, you'd be like, why did they title it that?
Yeah, I was like, maybe a tiny lifeboat could have sank or something. But no, nothing sinks. It's not relevant. But it's fine.
Yeah. And as we all know, the I Go Down with the Ship is referring to when they were escaping from the island and that ship gets sunk by Polyphemus.
Yeah, which, it wasn't a great chapter title for that chapter either. So,
Fine. If they're sticking with just chapter titles from the books, fine. They really could have figured out some way to make it somewhat relevant, but maybe it just wasn't worth
they could have called it the Party Pony one and just had the Party Ponies instead. That's what I think. Okay, yeah. But despite that criticism, I actually really like this episode.
That's good. I like
different.
It more. I had less, what the heck are we doing here? Moments. 100%. Actually, mostly. It's just that, so here, I'll start my little tiny spiel and then we'll get on with it. There's just nothing really to compare to the books. So, my job is to kind of like go over the book side of things kind of. And so that makes me kind of sad. So we're going to go over the books and I'm going to throw in like, wow, in the book, this happened. That totally didn't happen at all. And that's kind of what I'll do. I did make note of every little thing that does have a comparison in the book, either by being completely opposite or by being, or by being close enough. So,
yeah. Like we do have like at the very beginning of the chapter,
the I Go Down with the Ship chapter or the Party Pony chapter?
At the very beginning of them arriving in Miami.
Oh yeah, Party Pony.
We do have this whole conversation with Clarice that does happen in this episode. So
good.
It's not going to be first, but it does
you're
happen.
Already taking my job away. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Yeah.
So that's just an example of like there's stuff that happens, but it's like interspersed weirdly within the episode, not really in order.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I was hoping that this episode title would be relevant and maybe they try to or almost sink the Princess Andromeda and then Luke just gets a different ship. But
I thought about that too. Because I was thinking, do we even need the Princess Andromeda? I was like, oh yeah, there is a whole important... Well, is it important?
Well, it could just be a different ship.
Yeah, it's true.
It didn't have...
That would have been cool. They could have sunk the Princess Andromeda. Yeah.
Because all the tourists got off it and everything. I was like, oh, what a perfect time to sink
That's true. And he could have been like... like Cronus's like sarcophagus could be floating in the water with Luke like hanging on to it.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been great comedy.
It would have been really funny. Anyways, it's not relevant.
Okay,
so that's fine. This episode starts with a flashback though.
Yeah.
Which we see Annabeth and Thalia and Grover and Luke on Half-Blood Hill and the Furies are coming. And then Thalia gets into her like fighting position and then it's like quickly flip to looking at Thalia's tree. It's now daytime.
And the way they flipped from her standing fighting position to the tree was, it did show it being, like, maybe it was a cool little change to see that's her,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And now Chiron's explaining to everyone that Thalia's dead and got turned into a tree. And isn't that great? Good for
Oh my
Zeus.
gosh.
He's so kind.
Can I just say, oh my gosh. First, I don't know what to say about Chiron's speech, except for that, like, I was like, I'm going to be critical, and I'm really sorry, but I was like, whoever wrote this, they were either, I'm either like, okay, not good writing, or like, you're basically writing the most ridiculous speech ever to have when someone just, I don't know. There was something about it that was so like almost cliche, almost cheesy.
There's more points in this episode where I feel the same way about other characters and what they're saying, and so I wonder what changed writing situation changed in this episode.
The likelihood of any of those people listening to our podcast is 0, so
yeah.
I don't feel so bad about it, but I was like, oh, okay,
or maybe
cringe.
the same writers and they were in a rush. or something, because there's a whole thing that
maybe it's because it's so different from the
says...
books. They don't have Amazing Rick to go off of. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
There's a whole like part where Percy's like talking at some point. We'll get to it, and I'm like, oh,
another cringe or something.
Yeah, and then Sally at one point, I'm like, oh,
yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
like
again, it didn't ruin the episode totally,
it's just
but
like
it was
a moment.
Yeah,
it's like what? Like this is weird, and like it's either the acting or the writing, but the acting has been so good so far that it's like weird for it suddenly to be bad in one episode.
Yeah,
makes me think it's the writing.
Gosh, another thing too is that this is just a stupid thing to note, but okay, both times I watched it, my eyes were drawn to this kid. So like the kids are all standing in the back while Luke and Annabeth and Grover and Chiron are there. They're all very stiff and just unnatural looking. And there's this one kid that's really doing his best to be in character, and I loved it so much. Like the other guys are all just standing there stiff, and he's got like hangs his head and looks all sad about what happened. I'm like, you go. You're earning that whatever no name, part that you have. I just loved it.
I did not notice any of them. But
I don't know why it grabbed me. But anyways, the whole scene's awkward.
It's a little bit awkward, but I do like when Luke's like, what do you mean? Where's her body?
I like that too. He was the only one I thought that was doing well in that scene. He was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like,
what are you talking about?
Same, Luke, same.
What are you talking about? The only thing, if I were really to be like in canon explanation for this, is that this is her dream of a memory from when she was 7.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's part of this that definitely didn't happen then. That you can tell it's a dream when like time freezes and Thalia talks to her.
I love that. What if this is actually Thalia's memory of what happened at that time being given to Annabeth through her memory, because she talks to her at the end, and Thalia's thinking, this is the stupidest thing anybody can explain about why I'm a tree right now, and so she makes it look dumb. I like it.
It could be. But, yeah, like I said, that's an in-canon reason for why this is weird. Because it's a little weird.
Yeah. But it is cool that then everybody freezes and Thalia says, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay. But
I was like, is that Kronos? Because he has time powers. But no, it's just a dream.
And I think it's Thalia telling her that she's ready to get out, maybe.
Like, get me out of this tree.
Somehow that was the vision. I don't know if that was the exact vision.
That the police gave her. It's actually all really confusing.
Oh, that's true, because the police is on her.
She says to Luke that it was a vision from the fleece, which is a power that we didn't know the fleece had. Or is she just lying to him?
Yeah. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Somehow, though, Annabeth has gotten the wisdom that this could actually happen, and I believe that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yes.
We'll keep going.
Cool. So now Annabeth is tied up on a bed in a storage room.
Yep. Under somewhere in the ship. So they
just seems like you could have tied her up in one of the many, many bedrooms.
Except for if you start screaming and there's like people walking around. You're less likely to be heard down there.
I guess. It's just kind of funny. Anyways, once again, Alison, the true bad guy.
I wrote that down. I said, why has Kronos picked Luke over Alison?
I would choose Alison.
I would too. This girl is so much more loyal. She doesn't have these messy complications. What are we doing, Kronos?
I know. I'm like, okay, I think that Rick, the author, wanted to give Luke a way more compelling story, and so was just giving like all of his bad traits to Alison. Totally. But I'm like, well, then what is Luke left with? He's just like annoying. Like, what?
Oh my gosh, you and I are on the same page. I was thinking all these things. I'm like, okay, we're definitely pushing the Luke is not that bad of a guy vibe, which I'm slightly grossed out about.
Yeah, I kind of want to be more of a bad guy.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, okay, good. So I can't get. It's hard because there's points in here, but I'll get to it later. There's points in the book that are all over the place on the book that kind of could be referred to, but that's okay. Alison comes and grabs the thing off of Annabeth, and she's like, "This is so stupid."
Which it is. I mean, you could have healed her until she was not dying, but like, it seems like no one even like it's just gonna stay on her till whenever.
Not even guarded.
Not even guarded.
Okay, good.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
It's so funny because if Percy and them had showed up a little bit earlier, they could have just got Annabeth in the fleece in one fell swoop. Just gotten out of there
a little earlier. That's hilarious. Okay, so I will jump over and just bring up the book at this point, even though there's nothing to compare really.
Okay.
So in the beginning of chapter 16, I go down with the ship. We already went over it. It's when they're supposed to be leaving the island and that ship, they have the fight and the ship goes down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chapter 17 then comes in. That's right. I go down with the ship. That chapter is all them just leaving the island actually has nothing to do with this. The only thing chapter 16 has to do with episode 7 is the fact that they throw the fleece on top of Annabeth when they escape.
So it's really starting with chapter 17.
So chapter 17 is called We Get a Surprise on Miami Beach.
Oh,
that's the
they're
chapter.
Not at Miami. Is that why they
so
could have named it that?
They could have said We Get a Surprise on Long Island Beach.
How upset would have people been if they
There's
suddenly
no Long
changed?
Island Beach? Is that the problem?
No, there is. There's Long Island Beach.
I think they could have done that and been okay. People would have been okay with it. Although,
Or
why
they
did we
could've
have
just
to
been
be
in Miami?
Why couldn't we be in Miami?
I don't know.
We had to be in Long Island so that Sally could pick them up.
Yeah.
Sally wasn't going to drive to Miami, and they didn't want to take. They'd rather send Blackjack, and that's a long way for Blackjack. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. So
I assumed it had to do with the convenience of like not figuring out how to get all the way back to camp. But it seemed like it was solved pretty easily in the books. Whatever.
it was solved. It was
like, you get on an
solved with a
airplane.
bunch of party ponies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a lot of work to put all those guys together, but that's okay. So We Get a Surprise on Miami Beach basically starts out with them arriving on the beach in Miami and the hippocampi. I'm actually going to stop right after this so that we can get up to something on it, but the hippocampi have taken them only as far, not even all the way to the beach. And Percy says, oh yeah, there's too many humans, too much pollution, they won't take us any farther. So that compares to later in the episode when Tyson says, yeah, they didn't want to come, they didn't want to stay up here because it's too cold.
Yeah.
It's too far north, which
Yes.
made sense because that does make sense.
Yes.
I do want to point out though, this one line that I never saw reading this because I've never been this careful on these things.
Yeah.
Is that Tyson hands Rainbow a soggy mango that he got from the island.
Uh-huh.
And I
So
was
there
like,
was
there was
mangoes.
mangoes on the island. Do you think that maybe Grover could have picked a fruit that wasn't on the island when he sent him off to get
It's funny
mango?
that Polyphemus didn't know what a mango was
I
when
know.
they were on his island. But what else is... Or you could think that Polyphemus did own this fleece. And so maybe when he started thinking about mangoes, this magical nature magic just grew
popped up a
mango
mango
trees.
tree. There you go.
Even though he didn't know what they
He
were.
didn't know what they were. I don't know.
Or maybe
Grover.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that was funny. I was like, oh, a mango. That just cracked me up.
That is funny.
Anyways, and then they're where the cruise lines have docked. And the mist has changed the fleece to a red and gold high school letter jacket.
Oh, yeah!
We do not get mist changing things except for in the first season where we saw what Percy was seeing when he was a kid, like that rhino that ends up being a garbage truck or whatever.
Also, when one of the Furies are coming after them on the bus, it's kind of switching back and forth between what the mortals
so
are
season
seeing.
1 we got it. We're not getting it season 2 probably because
It's a little too much
more
work.
just with we're mostly with monsters and demigods right now.
Yeah.
But
If we already explained how that worked, we're
don't
fine.
need to.
Just imagine that it's happening.
I thought that was cool that they had it changed to that. Oh, also they find out that it's June 18th. They're like, oh my gosh, we've been away for 10 days. This is like time works differently in the Sea of Monsters.
Yeah, conveniently.
And also conveniently, June 18th happens to be the day they're supposed to return, which is why they send her on a plane.
Yes.
Clarice on a plane. So they're like, oh my gosh, we're supposed to be there by tonight. I hope the camp is still alive. I hope the tree hasn't completely died. That's what they're worried about because they had until this day.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll stop right there for the comparison since I guess, again, the only comparison here is that they are at a dock. The water's
And
right
the
there.
hippocampi are there. Back to the show, we are at the docks. We see the hippocampi. They're going away. And then we see someone who the subtitles helpfully say demigod. Which I like it.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it clear this is a demigod talking to not a demigod.
I don't know. I could tell immediately he was some, like, port captain, person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's, like, talking to, I guess, the manager of the dock or whatever. I don't know how docks work. But he's talking to some dock guy.
Yeah.
And the dock guy's mad. Because he's like, this is Long Island, not Cancun.
Yeah, he's like, we don't have cruise ships dock here.
Yeah, we don't take anything this big, which is funny. But also lets us know helpfully that we are at Long Island.
Yeah, it lets us know that.
And that was my first thought. Okay, not Miami.
And it handles anybody who knows Long Island and would say like, what? We don't have cruise ships from Long Island. I'm assuming that that's like the case.
Yeah, definitely.
This guy's name is Aiden. He's swarmy. That's the word I thought of the minute I saw him, like, swarmy.
Yeah, I think that's a good word.
Just
Then you
this
learn what it
fake
really
charm.
is.
Yeah.
You learn
I
why
literally
he's doing
wrote also
that.
fake charm and didn't realize it was charm speak.
I know.
Anyways.
I love that. So, he's like, also got all these people off my dock. He's like, right away, sir. Are they doing anything? Like, they don't do anything. I don't know. Maybe it's happening off screen, but They don't seem to be doing anything to get out of their dock or move the people.
You know why?
Because they tied up the guy.
They captured Aiden and tied him up. He was the one who was supposed to handle that.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he was really good at charm speak, he wouldn't have said yes. He would have said, you are totally okay with having all these people in the dock right now.
But what we learned about charm speak is you have, like, going straight up against the person takes a lot more power than kind of going around with them / around them.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what we learned from Piper.
Sure. We hear Alison calling out here.
Yeah,
to
my
Aiden.
First thought is that's not Alison. I knew it was Tyson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I first thought it was Alison for a split second, and then when he hears her voice, but has to walk all the way down one side, turn a corner, and go all the way in a closed door to follow her voice, I went, first of all, you're dumb, Aiden. And second of all, that's obviously Tyson.
Maybe Alison should be checking up on you more.
Yes,
honestly, you don't seem good at your job. Anyways, so he starts being like, oh, Percy, I'm your biggest fan. We should totally talk alone. And then Clarice is like, enough charm speak, Aphrodite boy. And I was like, charm speak?
I love it.
This is so great. Charm speak was not introduced in the first 5 books at all.
Yeah.
And then in the next book, it was like, yeah, like half the Aphrodite kids can do this. And we're like, okay.
Well, I love that they're introducing it now. I think it should have been introduced earlier. Yes. I love also that Clarice, of course, you would not be able to charm speak her.
No.
Yeah. She's just got a no BS type of whatever. They're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Unless maybe you were doing it in that like anger. If you were somehow, like you said, going along with her already anger, you could probably get it worse maybe. Anyways, that was great though.
It was great. I was just so excited.
Clarice is at her peak in this episode. Like,
yeah. I agree. Because now, like, Clarice and Percy start kind of planning and arguing what they should do. And I'm like, Clarice is making great points. Like, she's like, you're not in charge anymore. Like, we're here because of you. You messed this up. Okay,
we had the fleece.
We wanted him to mess up because we don't want Annabeth to die. But, like, realistically, she's making really great points here. Also,
you know, if he had just waited a little bit longer without giving the fleece to Luke, Tyson would have shown up because Tyson showed up. Right after that.
It's true.
And then he would have opened the gosh darn door and they would have gotten the fleece on Annabeth after he knocked Luke off the side. There's no way Luke could have won him in a fight after the way he fought.
But but hold on. Tyson showed up.
Sure, he had jumped off the cliff with the guy. I'm just saying if they'd wait for him to come back.
But if Percy thought Tyson was dead, I think Percy did think Tyson and Polyphemus died on the fall off the cliff.
If Clarice could have held on to that just a little longer. She also was not holding it very... Okay, sorry. Not holding it very good against Percy. He literally just grabbed it out of her arms without any problem. Okay, back to this episode. Clarice and Percy.
So, Percy says that Annabeth is in the freezer room. He says, I know where the freezer room is.
Freezer room? Is that what he said? I missed that.
Yeah, and I'm like, that doesn't look like a freezer room.
They weren't freezing either.
I don't know.
Huh.
Anyways.
Maybe there's something we don't know about a freezer room on the ship.
I guess. And then maybe it has freezers in it, but it itself is not a freezer. I guess that's where Aiden told them Annabeth is. He also told them where the fleece is.
Yes.
And then Grover pops in and is like, guys, the iris message isn't working. I'm not able to contact anyone. It's just us. No one at camp knows what's happening. We're all alone in this. And I was like, convenient, obviously. That's the one thing about being in Long Island that would be a problem otherwise. It's like, oh, hey, we can call on backup. We're right next door to our camp. But this way, it's like, oh no messages are going through. We can't call anyone.
Right. And then that is obviously opposite. That is one of those things that's complete opposite to the book. Because we have a whole Iris conversation. But it did make sense.
Because it didn't need to happen because the camp already knows Luke poisoned the tree.
Yeah, we didn't need to have... Yes.
So it wasn't like necessary to clear Chiron's name because Chiron's only in trouble for being Cronus's son.
Yeah.
Not for being accused of anything else.
Right.
Great.
This is why it's kind of hard to compare the book and the scene to this because, like, this conversation we're talking about hasn't come up yet because it doesn't happen. Yeah. So it's like...
Very true.
Anyways.
So then it seems like Percy's trying to convince Clarice by insulting her and telling her that she's going to fail because she pushes everyone away. And then Clarice... It looked like she was gonna, like, give in to this for a second. She's like, okay, fine. Like, what would you do then? And I was like, that is not how Clarice would react to this.
Right.
And then she doesn't.
No, yeah, she waits to hear exactly what his plan is, and she's like, great, and then she grabs the card,
key out of
just
his
like
hand.
he grabbed the fleece from her hand, and she just takes off.
Be better at holding things, guys.
Yeah, both of you guys. And don't put them right in front of you, like put them behind you.
Yeah. Put it around your neck, it's a lanyard. Whatever.
So many things in your pocket.
Anyway, so she's like, great, takes it, pushes him to the ground, which is very funny, honestly.
Yes.
And just leaves.
And
then
totally Clarice.
Yeah, and Tyson went to go after her.
Yes, which he would.
Totally.
That was a total Tyson thing. You know what's not a total Tyson thing? Letting Percy go into the ship by himself.
And working with Grover. This was something that I guess they're just excluding from the books, which is fine. But the second Percy was like, okay, you, Grover and Tyson, find us a ride. That's what I need you guys to do. I was waiting for, I don't know, I know that Grover's way less nervous. Actually, he's basically
we've never
not
gotten
really nervous at all. He's very much more confident.
Yeah, no, we don't have also Tyson being scared of
he's not
Grover being scared of
yes.
Tyson.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that doesn't happen at all in here.
Their relationship is supposed to be kind of strained, these two, because the goat fur makes Tyson sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So he's allergic to Grover.
That's right.
And
Grover's also just
is
nervous.
Scared of Cyclopses fairly after almost being killed and being imprisoned by one for a very long time.
I totally forgot about that relationship. And keep in mind that these two never have not met each other until Tyson just rescued them, and all they've only known each other far enough to be riding hippocampi to Long Island, which probably happened pretty fast.
Yeah, but Grover in the books is a very nervous person.
Yeah.
He's constantly eating tin cans and the furniture and the plates and that's a nervous habit of his. He's the kind of brave who's very, very scared and does it anyways, and that's his form of bravery.
That's right. And that's right. That's something we get very strongly in the books. But this one he's so confident.
He's so confident.
Maybe not confident in fighting or certain things, but his confidence, he knows himself really well.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Actually, I really
love
like
this
it.
Grover.
I really like Grover here.
But anyway, so I guess Grover and Tyson can just work together perfectly.
Yeah.
Yay.
But what I said is not real, is that Tyson would let Percy go by himself.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I just love this moment in the fourth book where Grover and Tyson actually do have to work together, kind of. And they kind of go on a side quest, just the two of them. And it's just a very heartwarming moment because these are the two best sidekicks of Percy's. Annabeth's not a sidekick. She's a partner. But these are the best sidekicks.
Heartwarming now just because it was heartwarming because they had never worked together before that.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Anyways, moving on. To the book.
Moving on to the book. So again, not really a comparison. However, they are talking to Clarice. Clarice is mad. She's blaming Percy for everything going wrong. And in this case is wrong.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to in the TV show where she is right.
Yeah, in this case, Percy has
saved her. And then Annabeth is actually oh my gosh, shut up, Clarice, kind of in the book. She's it's not his fault. And she's actually getting all mad at Clarice. And Percy's the one who actually calms Annabeth down. So it's a totally different. It's really funny to me how this saving and not saving Percy-Clarice relationships are almost opposite in the book and TV show. But anyways, so Percy's Clarice, you need to let us know what the prophecy actually is, because we haven't found out yet. So it's here on the docks that she actually tells him what the prophecy is. So this is a mix now. This part in the book is a mix of the peanut butter and jelly scene on the, what's it called? The
ship.
I want to call it the
Warship.
CSS Birmingham, but that's the one in the book. But that ship.
Iron Hull. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever that is in the TV show.
Not Iron Flame.
It's a mix between that conversation and the conversation that they have before she jumps on Blackjack in the TV show and flies away. So taking those two conversations in the TV show together, this is the conversation in the book where she explains what the prophecy says, and he's like, I actually get it. I actually know what it means. And he realizes what it means. He's like, you would have failed without your friends.
Yes.
And you are now going to fly home alone.
Yes.
Zeus would zap me out of the sky. We have to get it there right away, so you're going to go by yourself in a plane.
And it's your quest. They do say
and
this.
It's your
this
quest.
Is your quest.
You get to finish it. And she is happy about it.
Yeah.
So that is the same in its own place, in different places, right?
Definitely.
But that happens here because the whole Princess Andromeda thing happens without the fleece.
And without Clarice.
And without Clarice.
To save the day.
Which, I'm telling you, having Clarice on the Princess Andromeda made my day.
Having this Clarice.
This Clarice.
Definitely. Having that Clarice.
Oh, that's
she's
true.
strong, but she likes to run her mouth to the point of getting herself killed.
And do stupid things every once in a while.
It's like a less aggressive Coach Hedge. And that's not saying much.
You're totally right. That is great. That, by the way, that is a reference of the next series, but that's okay. We're not really spoiling anything by saying that. No. So that's good. Okay, yeah, so Clarice gets a taxi, takes off with the fleece, and then they turn around to find Luke and his Bearman twins, which we don't get.
Right. So we have Alison.
Yeah.
And the Lastrygonians.
The Lastrygonians are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the one that they show in this episode is actually kind of almost funny a little bit. So
yeah.
That's good. And they basically invite them to the ship. That's kind of where I'm going to end this booked scene, even though it's still mid-chapter and not ended.
Okay. Perfect. So Luke walks into his suite where Kronos lives. And he's holding Annabeth's dagger. And I was like, hey, it's the cursed blade. And he's looking at it. And anyways, I was just thinking, okay, it seems like he grabbed the knife. He's looking at the knife. This dagger is getting screen time, which makes me think this is going to be the relevant dagger. Because I wasn't sure at the beginning.
We talked about that. Before this, I was like, I mean, she does fight with a dagger,
but
it never explained the connection to Luke, and you get the idea. You get the idea of the connection here.
Well, no, they straight up say it. Luke said it used to be mine.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't get the whole story. But
no, yeah, you're right. But anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. We're here. We have the blade. Things are looking promising. Alison comes in with the fleece and is like, hey, let's use the fleece for what we got it for instead of healing the enemy. Which is a really good point.
It's a great point. She's like, you're healing the enemy. He's like, she's not the enemy. And I was like, Luke.
I know. And then Alison goes, well, she pushed me off the ship and then tried to burn it down. Really fair. Yeah.
I know. Alison's winning points, man. She's becoming my favorite villain.
I hate her so much, but she's also the only one who's good at her job. Like, what?
I don't even hate her. I think she's great. I mean, I hate her for her but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's kind of, what's like sassy doesn't describe it well.
She's kind of that word that we're not allowed to say on a podcast that everyone knows what we mean.
Yeah.
Yes, she is for sure. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to knowing what she's supposed to be doing, man, she's got
I just want to punch her in the face. She's just like, oh, she's so irritated. But at least she knows how to do her job. Anyways, but now, just something I criticized in the last episode, that the fleece didn't look heavy enough. It looks heavy here when they, like, lift it up and put it on the sarcophagus. Now it looks heavy. So there you go.
And that's more the actors and how good they are at how they've lifted it and moved it. Because you have to, like, we listened to the podcast where they talk about The Office and how it's like made and stuff, the TV show. And they talk about those bags that you have to carry that are empty bags are supposed to be full. And you have to carry them like they're full, you know?
Yeah, I think that whenever Percy's holding the fleece, I'm like, oh, that thing is like very, very light.
So Walker needs to work on how he moves this thing around.
When Alison and Luke have it, it looks heavy.
Yeah.
Anyways, fleece, even if it's not made of gold, it has weight to it. It has the skin, and it's a lot of wool. That's a lot of wool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the sheep need to be shorn.
Shorn.
They need to be shorn because otherwise, like, it's too heavy for them. Like, it's really heavy and uncomfortable. Anyways, whatever. So, finally heavy. They put it on, it glows all magically, and they're all in awe. And then the scene ends.
and there's a little, like, magic sound. They do some sound that sounds like magic.
Yes, we hear it a few times.
Yeah.
It means the fleece is working. I like the signature sounds in a TV show. Mike talks about this on his podcast, how we no longer see the pen transform into a sword anymore. We just got a signature noise that means he has uncapped it, it's turned into a sword, and every time I know that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's very smart.
It's very smart. So, now we get this, like, two-part plan. It's Percy and Clarice, and they're doing their own thing, and it's, like, going back and forth pretty quickly. We notice that the boat is very empty, as one of them is walking on, Percy is walking by the pool, and Clarice is in, like, the locker room. I don't know.
She's walking down she's, like, walking down a, like, somewhere in the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
And she, like looks in that one room, and it's empty at that time. But yeah, there's not a lot of...
the weapons. Where is she going? Isn't the Admiralty...
I was so confused by this, too, because I was like, okay, so that Admiralty suite, whatever that is,
like the top.
Is the very, very top.
You take an elevator...
She's at the very, very bottom.
You take an elevator straight up to it,
Was
but
she
I think
looking
she's
for
looking for
weapons?
weapons. That's what I have to think.
She's literally where Annabeth is.
Yes,
practically.
I know. She thinks the fleece is very well guarded, which is funny because most of the time it's just one person maybe there.
Yeah, totally.
But so maybe she is looking for weapons. What she finds instead is chips.
But also, so Percy's on the deck closer to where the.
I know.
I mean, they're in opposite places, but that's okay. We need Percy on the deck for what's going to come.
Well, he's looking. To be fair to him, what he's looking for is a card.
Oh,
he
that's
doesn't
right.
have a key card.
That's right.
So it makes sense for him to be anywhere on the ship looking for someone with a key card. Yeah. But yeah, she must be looking for weapons. That's the only explanation. But it is kind of funny. I was like, they don't seem like they're the right spots.
No.
She walks in. Clarice walking in and taking a chip was just
I loved
funny.
it. Oh, I loved so
funny.
much. First of all, she was looking at the mythomagic. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Cards. There was it was all laid out. There was, the little characters and stuff. She kind of looks at them in a second because she has her own. She likes it. And then she grabs a chip and eats it. And I just love that touch so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And then we see Percy on the deck and we hear a little neigh. And I'm like, it's Blackjack. It has to be Blackjack. And then we see someone kind of come out of Blackjack's stall, which is a shower curtain.
on the deck.
On the deck. What is he even tied to? It's fine. But I'm like, oh, this is a terrible place to store a flying horse.
The horse is supposed to be stored underneath down.
Yeah, where they can't fly away.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, it's fine. And then, back to Clarice, she hears voices, she hides, and they're talking about the fact that Iris messages aren't working. All these demigods, and they're saying they think Zeus told Iris to shut down the Iris system.
Yeah. To give them trouble.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, it's also giving the other side trouble. And they're like, well, it's Zeus. He doesn't care about anything. He sucks.
And that one demigod's like, oh, can we be a little quieter about this? Because he knows that Zeus is pretty powerful. But I like how they're like, well, we're not supposed to be worried about that. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a good reminder for us, or maybe the first time this is mentioned. No, I think it's mentioned before, that their names hold power and you maybe should be careful.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then they start playing Mythomagic.
When that other girl walks, Clarice is getting a little antsy because she wants to get going. But then the other girl walks in. She's like, look at Aiden left his cards. And so there's this special one. And they're like, woo. And now Clarice, you can see in her face, she's like, oh my goodness. I had to stand here while they play a game.
They're going to play a whole game.
It
could take forever.
Poor girl. Anyways. She's trying to just go get the gosh darn fleece.
I know. It is pretty funny. And then, okay, so back to Percy. That girl that came out of Blackjack's stall is holding something. What is she holding?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it... Maybe it's it kind of looked like a mesh crop top, but I think it's more likely it's like a horse blinder thing over, goes over their head. Yeah. The way she's holding it, I'm like, what do you have? What is that?
Oh, I didn't even look. I was just,
It distracted me. Anyways, but Percy sets up a little trap for her inside of a bar.
Yeah, a bar that's mostly closed up.
Yeah.
Gets her to go in so he could lock her in. And he's invisible the whole time. See, thank you for using the invisibility cap.
He grabs her key card and then he hears a lot more whinnying.
Okay, so I just have to say at this point, first when he kind of looks towards the winning, I wrote, OMG, are we gonna hear the horse? And then I'm waiting.
Yeah, and I'm like, is he just talking or is he talking to
the horse? And then I wrote,
horse?
haha, okay, that's one way we can do it.
Yeah, but
he's obviously, he's like, oh, okay, sorry,
your name's
Blackjack, but not Buddy, okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's definitely talking to the horse and the horse is talking to him.
100%.
But come on, you couldn't have done subtitles.
Listen, maybe next season they'll get a good person to voice Blackjack, like Jack Black.
Jack Black would be so good.
It'd be so good.
One. Anyways, it's funny because I wrote, oh my god, which was okay. But also, it's not addressed or explained at all. Percy's not like, hey, a new power. I didn't know I could talk to horses. Or even looks confused or surprised.
No, he's just this is normal.
Brushed over. And I'm like, okay, at least it's here. But does this mean it was here the whole time?
Yeah, was he listening and ignoring all the horses on the chariot? One sentence in that scene. One sentence and we could have addressed this.
I know. I'm like, so has he just been ignoring them this whole time? Or has he not heard them this whole time? Please, tell us.
People who are writing these need to read all 5 books.
And then all 5 of the next books.
Well, at least the first 5 books so they know what's coming up so they don't have stupid things like this. Because I feel like in season 1 we could have easily been like, yeah, we're going to have the horse talk to him. So while he's mucking the stalls, he could say something like, I don't know. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Anything.
Literally anything. He could have said hey to the horses and we would have been like, there you go, he's talking to them, it's fine.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Or he could have said like, oh yeah, that does sound like a pretty crappy day.
Yeah.
As he's loading crap. Okay.
Exactly. We are now back to Annabeth. And she's like trying to get out of her being tied up. And then we hear Wise Girl. And I was like, at least the nicknames are here.
It's just
Is
a
it
dumb
awkward?
time to use it. All the time I could say Wise Girl. Like the time when they did Annabeth Percy.
I know.
Would have been a great seaweed brain Wise Girl. But this moment, he's watching her struggle and he says Wise Girl.
Well, maybe it's... I mean, she does kind of use it to insult him. So, he's supposed to insult her back. It's just a really bad insult. And that's like the joke is that he's not good at it.
Oh, with calling her Wise Girl?
Yeah, he's like, it doesn't sound as good as hers.
So at least we got it, but it was a silly time to use it.
Kind of was. And then... Oh, there's such a good little funny line here saying that her hat is itchy. I would like to believe that that's Athena being angry that he's using it.
Oh, yes.
Just like,
gosh,
God.
the hat gets left behind at the end of this episode.
Oh my God.
You didn't notice it? They make a very big
I noticed
point
it fell out of her pocket.
Seeing it,
Or
his pocket, and showing you it's on the ground, and then he leaves. Why? Anyways, sorry. That's jumping to the end. I'm surprised you didn't see it. Okay.
No, like I noticed it fall out and I remember being like, that's significant and then forgetting about it instantly.
Yeah, we had so much going on.
Oh,
okay,
my
good.
gosh.
So he says Wise Girl, says the hat's itchy, and then she gives him the whole thing like, yes, the fleece is the most important thing. What are you doing? When he says like, you were my priority. And instead of her being like, she's like, what are you doing?
Which is very Annabeth.
Yes.
It's
very
like,
Annabeth.
okay, great. Are you serious right now? But at least he says Clarice is getting it.
Well, she's not, but okay.
She's not.
I mean, they end up swapping roles at the end of this, which is great.
I love that they did that.
Yeah.
And then Luke comes in.
Yes.
So he has to hide under the hat.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke says, like, hey, how are you feeling? Annabeth's like, I'm alive, thanks to you. And then she's like, oh, hey, like, you brought my blade back. I think she was thinking, like, thanks, you brought it back to give it to me. But then his comment makes it sound like, yeah, like, it's funny how things end up where they're supposed to be. Like, he was not going to give it back to her.
No, it's not. And then he, like, of course, he's not going to hand it to her. He puts on the table. But it was an interesting...
I was like, okay, so it doesn't...
Or was he trying to say that she came back to him?
Yeah, it could have been that. I couldn't figure it out, really.
I know, it was weird.
But, then he compliments Percy. Which is really funny.
Yeah, Percy did a really good job.
He does a great job. He saved the world. He has some heart. And then Annabeth's like, no.
That's not how it went.
He was only thinking about saving a friend. He's not joining your side, basically.
Yeah.
Luke's like, oh, look, he's joining us. Annabeth's like, no. He's just dumb.
Basically. No. That was his fatal flaw that was about to kill the world.
Which, anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. And then she's like, you have to get the fleece.
Right now.
Oh my
gosh, I did not get this the first time. I thought
I only
Percy
got it when he left the room.
I didn't get it until the second time that I read, I just got it. The first time she's like, you gotta go get it right now. And I thought he just left because he was like, I gotta do this for Annabeth because she really wants Luke to, right?
Yeah. But no.
And I was like, it was a little weird. And then the second time I was like, oh, that's her message saying, Luke's here. Get the F out of here.
Fleece off the sarcophagus right now.
Yes.
Yeah, when she first just said, like, you have to do this right now, I didn't get it then. But then when she starts talking weirdly, like, you have to go and get it and bring it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, is she trying to use charm speak? Because this is weird. Like, why is she talking like this? And then the door creaks and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
She was talking to Percy.
And Luke maybe would be a little smarter than this to be like, a door just closed invisibly.
But they just heard a sound. It could have been someone like from the outside.
You hear the door close
and then closing it.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe, yeah.
But I thought so too. I'm like, he knows an invisibility cap exists.
Yeah. I keep wanting to call it the invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
I've been catching myself.
That's fair.
But yeah, so that ends that scene, right?
Well, but
is there more of that scene?
It's just this last shot of Annabeth. Like, Luke's like, guys, go check it out. And then she's like, looks towards the door where Percy left. And she has this expression that I cannot read. I'm like, she almost looks sad. But it can't be sad. Because what would she be sad about?
Slightly scared.
Maybe scared. Maybe worried.
I
But
didn't
she has
notice
this weird, like, there's this moment where it's kind of like zooming in on her face and she's looking past Luke. And I'm like, what expression is that supposed to be? Like, I could not. I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Usually she's really good with her facial expressions.
I know.
So we miss... You're like, there's got to be something she's trying to say here.
I know. Because, like, she almost looks sad. but it can't be sad unless the only thing I can think that why it would be sad is something that is so not Annabeth's character that I don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Which is that she was like, yes, I did go tell you to get the fleece, but one part of me is like, you just left me here. But that's not Annabeth, so that seems weird.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. Okay, so just because we are done with that scene, I'm going to do some more of the book. Again, there's no comparison. Well, that's not true. The comparison is they are now on Princess Andromeda.
Yes.
So it's just, well, no, it's Percy, Annabeth, Grover, and Tyson. They're on Princess Andromeda. He's like poking around trying to find the fleece and like pokes Grover's fur. And he says something like, oh, it's just Gopher down there or something like that. I can't remember. It was really funny. And he's like, sorry, friend. Luke says that to him. Sorry, friend. Right?
Uh-huh.
No, there's a scene in here I can't wait to get to in the book that I was like, what? Okay. Because I forgot about. But so he's like, this is where he's saying, get my steed. I got to go off and get Clarice before she gets on the plane.
Yeah.
And this is where Percy Iris messages Dionysus, antagonizes Luke into confessing to the poison. This is where Luke says, I use elder python venom. And I was like, oh, wait, is that what she said? So I went back to that scene in the TV show. She does say that's Annabeth saying this is elder python venom. So that's all correct.
Nice.
That's the same callback from a different thing. He also says in the book, I was going to let the camp have the fleece afterwards, after I'm done. That's not in this conversation with Annabeth about Thalia, which happens a little bit later we haven't gotten to yet. He's like, we can't do that. Like he has no plan. You can tell.
Not only that, just to skip ahead on the TV show,
Yeah.
Cronus tells Luke to kill Percy.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Also, like...
No, that compares to the book.
Really?
In one spot.
I thought that they did...
He says, Cronus was right. You're an unreliable weapon that needs to be replaced.
Oh.
Because they want to replace him with...
Fine.
Thalia, which they're not going to do if they don't get the fleece there. So it kind of still contradicts, but...
You need to have a plan.
One of them. One of those...
Either Thalia
or Percy.
And
yeah.
it seems that Cronus just has the plan of neither here. I
That's...
thought he's supposed to be smarter than this. Like, he's supposed to be so scheming.
So that's where the TV show, it doesn't make quite as much sense. But
no, it doesn't. In
the book, he was saying that was the plan. He was hoping that Thalia would be thawed. Thalia would be thawed from the tree. And so that's different. Then he's also asking, like, why are you asking me all these questions? We've already talked about this. And then Percy's like, for the audience, of course. And then you turn and look, and it's Dionysus, Tantalus, and all the camp
at mealtime,
right?
So
and then I just have to read this because it's the funniest thing. So then this is where Percy's like, see, Chiron is innocent. You should let him back, right?
Yeah.
And this is like Dionysus at his prime. I love him when he's like this. And Dionysus is like, well, some unplanned dinner entertainment. And then when Percy's like, you see, it's not Chiron's fault, the poisoning of the tree. He's like, oh, I suppose not. And then Tantalus is like, this could be a trick. And then Mr. D says, I fear not. It appears I shall have to reinstate Chiron as activities director. I suppose I do miss the old horse's Pinnacle games? Pinnacle games?
Pinnacle?
Is it Pinocchio? Anyways, while this is happening, Tantalus is trying to get his cheeseburger. He's trying to corner it, right?
Yeah.
Right when this happens, he grabs the cheeseburger for the first time ever. And he's staring at it in amazement, like it's the most amazing. He says, like, the largest diamond in the world. And he's like, I got it. And then Mr. D says, we're no longer in need of your services, Tantalus. You may return to the underworld. You are dismissed. And so right at that point, when he got the cheeseburger, he's trying to take a bite. He disappears back to Tartarus.
I would like to believe that Dionysus...
Or to Underworld or wherever it was.
In taking him out and putting him into service was then personally in charge of his curse and very much let that happen.
Oh yeah, no, I think he could have let him eat it anytime.
Yep, and then he let him catch it knowing that he was going to send him. Because Mr.
Totally.
D is cruel.
Oh yeah, in a very funny.
And if someone deserves cruelty, it's probably someone who cooked his children and served them to the gods.
Yep.
So,
anyway, so that happens, which is amazing. Okay, but that's happening through the Iris message while Luke and Percy are standing on the deck. And then this is when Luke turns to him and says, Cronus was right. You're an unreliable weapon and you need to be replaced.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of that chapter 17. And we start chapter 18, the party ponies invade, which I will hold off on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we get to the maybe the best scene. in this whole episode, which is Grover and Tyson.
Tyson trying to getting the car started.
Yeah. Tyson gets the truck started, so he can hotwire a truck, but not drive one, which I find interesting. But this is okay. And he moves over, he's like, come on, and Grover's like, well, I can't drive.
Guys, it's not that hard to drive.
And then he's like, well, I can't drive. Well, maybe Percy can drive. And Grover's like, that's a bad idea.
No.
Bad idea.
We've done that. Almost died. Because remember, they almost got hit by the truck.
They really almost got hit by that truck, and then they just show up on the beach. Yeah, that was bad.
And then that's when he brings up the hippocampi, and that's too cold, so that is that comparison to that previous scene.
Yes. And then Tyson's like, well, maybe we can call on someone who's like stronger and wiser. And I literally was like, oh, maybe he's going to ask Poseidon.
Well, they make you think that because he says more wise, someone who can help. And then you hear the ocean. The ocean gets louder.
And
Grover looks off to the ocean.
And it says,
and then it goes to Sally. Okay.
Once they were talking on the phone with Sally, I remember being like, right, phones. And then being like, oh, wait, they can't use phones. And then being like, oh, well, this is a Cyclops and a satyr, so they probably can use phones.
I didn't even think about that at all. But it was what kind of phone was it? It was like
it was a dial-up phone. Like, it was like connected
a landline.
To a...
It wasn't a cell phone. Wonder if that makes a difference or not.
I don't know. But also, like, it's like...
Because Percy's called his mom from home before. From, like, when he was away to call and left a message.
Yeah. And he said, but he had to keep it really short.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It was that's funny.
It's just funny because we're like, well, we can't get in touch with anyone because of the iris messages. And it's like, well...
Phones.
But see, the problem is like, even if you can get your hands on a phone and it's worth the risk, your demigod friends don't have phones. Like, they just don't have them on them, so then how do you get a hold of them?
Yeah.
But you can get a hold of Sally.
Also, is there some kind of datum in the books that when you use phones also attracts monsters?
That's the whole reason.
That is the whole... But also stops sometimes, right? I don't know. I thought it also stops working sometimes, but maybe I'm mixing up fandoms. But
I think so. I think that's Harry Potter where you can't use electronics because magic jams the...
Yeah, okay. Okay, but at this point, it didn't matter if monsters were coming because the monsters were all around them, so I guess they figured, whatever.
Also, I think a monster could use a phone without attracting a monster.
That's right. I keep forgetting Cyclops is a monster. So he calls Sally and she's grocery shopping in this tiny grocery store.
On Montauk Beach.
Oh, she's at Montauk Beach, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess now that, I don't know, that was like a random detail. I was like, maybe he's explaining why she was like really close to them. So close,
maybe she was on vacation or something.
Yeah, or just like having a nice weekend with her imaginary Poseidon. I don't know. Are we gonna get Paul? Is Paul next book or is Paul book 4?
I don't think Paul is introduced next book
at the end
when he's like calling his mom and he's like, who is that? But we don't really get him until book 4. Yeah. I really loved the person behind the counter and her facial expressions. I was like, good acting.
I've been a mother to a demigod for 13 years and a mother to a Cyclops for 1.
And the girl's like, okay, lady.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Them trying to lie to her is also really funny. And her being like, why are you here, Grover?
Well, Tyson doesn't even know what to say. He's all just like, we're just having a nice conversation. And Grover's like, oh my gosh, we should... like, hurry this up, but either way, both of them should just know better and just be like, yeah, we're in trouble. Can you please come get us? Like, she was not going to ask.
That would make her come faster anyways.
Much faster, yeah.
For sure.
So, great scene. Very cute. She leaves the grocery store with no groceries, and that just bothered me. So I was like, oh, man, you were so close. Just take 5 more minutes and pay for your groceries.
Not even 5 more minutes.
2 more minutes. The girl was checking them out.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So she leaves. Now... Alison is reading a magazine and chilling.
Yep.
The only guard
knife is on the table.
The only guard of the fleece. Yep. Very highly guarded fleece. And then Kronos starts obviously speaking to her, but we don't get to hear it
for whatever reason.
Also, he can clearly talk to you without causing you pain. Like later when he's talking to Luke and when he talks to Percy, he's doing it on purpose, that means.
He's so mean. Jeez, what a bully.
Wow, the bad guy.
Well, he's bad.
But yeah, no, I was like, oh, so it doesn't have to be like immensely painful.
Either that or she's a woman and she handles pain so much better than the guy.
Like, this is nothing. That's really funny. And I'm like, what did he say? That was when I first watched it. I was like, what did he say? And I was really thinking that here that what he was saying was like, Alison, you're ruining my plan. Like, I actually need them to take the fleece.
Oh.
Because I need Thalia or something along those lines. But no, he just says, go kill Annabeth, I guess. Or she's lying, but I'm pretty sure she's not. I think he said that.
Either that or she just heard weird noises and pretended to translate what he said to her. Like, she's like, I really want you to tell me to kill Annabeth. Oh, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard. Yeah, no, but I think he was basically being like, I don't know.
It's a weak spot for Luke.
Now we go back to Annabeth and Luke. And Annabeth's trying to convince him that taking the fleece to camp is necessary because it could save Thalia. And he's saying, if we give them any hope, they're going to fight back and they're so close to surrendering. If they fight back, we're going to kill them all.
Yeah.
He does genuinely seem to be, he's just really convinced himself that all of camp does not have to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like he thinks that they'll just surrender. They'll just join us. It'll be fine. I don't have to kill everyone.
I don't know. He's trying to handle his conscience. Yes. I swear. Like, thinking this is going to be the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he doesn't want to give them hope because then they're going to fight. Oh, no.
And again, I had mentioned this. It's opposite of the book where like here he's saying we don't need the fleece at camp. In the book, obviously, the plan from Kronos is to bring the fleece to the camp so they have a spare because Percy's not working out.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's thinking I'm going to kill Percy here without even considering the spare, we talked about that. Like, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense because prophecies in these books don't work like prophecies in Harry Potter. Like, this prophecy is going to come true. Okay, yes, it might not come true in the way you are trying to interpret it, but like that line about putting the world into an endless sleep, if that hasn't happened yet, then you know what I mean? Like,
it's still going to happen somehow.
The whole thing has to happen.
Yes.
So it's like, Kronos shouldn't be this dumb. Like, he should be working with the prophecy to interpret it the way he wants instead of just being like, no, just kill him.
But also, how much is... Oh, I don't know. No, you're right. So I was about to say something about Luke maybe not wanting that to happen because... But the thing is, he is mad here at Kronos because he poisoned the tree thinking there was no hope for Thalia.
Yeah.
When he finds out there is a hope. I don't know.
This is changing.
It's changing
a
Luke
little bit too
and
much.
his story.
Yeah, and I feel like I liked hating Luke a bit more than this.
Yeah, this is very similar to like you read the Harry Potter books and you hate Snape. You watch the movies and Alan Rickman's so good that you find all the ways that and he also plays him a little more sympathetic. You can be more sympathetic with Snape. It's the same type of thing. We're being more sympathetic with the bad guy when the books alone don't make you feel that way.
No, Luke.
I don't think so.
Every time you see him, he sucks. Annabeth is literally the only one who has this idea that he is still good inside or he can still change. And she's proven wrong time and time and time again. And then the one time she has a chance where he comes to her asking for help and maybe he meant it, maybe he didn't.
He betrays her.
She finally turns it.
Oh, is that what you mean or is that a different time?
No, I'm talking about a different time.
Oh, okay.
But she turns him away.
Yeah.
And that could have been the time he actually meant it, but she had finally learned her lesson. And it's just this like whole drama throughout the 5 books, and this is just like...
Yeah, they're spinning it a different way, which...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how it's going to play out in future books, but we'll see.
I know the ladies at Monster Donut probably love it, because they're big Luke fans.
Yeah, and the thing is I wouldn't think I'm like super anti-Luke. Like, I get that he's a complicated character and stuff, but when he goes down this path, hard.
Yeah.
Because he's so sure it's right, and he doesn't care about the sacrifices along the way.
So much so that, guys, literally in the book, chapter 18, the party ponies invade. Before they come and invade, he has that one bear twin dude. Like, he's like about to kill Percy, and he's like, before I kill you, I would like you to watch this happen. And he tells him that he can eat Annabeth and Grover. He literally was going to kill Annabeth, Grover, and Percy at that moment. That is literally the difference between book Luke and this Luke. And that's a big difference.
And that's book 2. He gets more evil. Like, as the books go on. He doesn't really get better.
No. So when I read that again, and I was like, oh, that's right. He
literally,
like, I was reading it. I read it a few times to make sure, like, was there a way around this? But he's like, no, I want you to watch this before I kill you.
Yeah.
He literally says that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's much different.
Yes.
Anyways, so then Luke gets a pain in his head. I guess Cronus is yelling at
There's
him.
like a screeching sound, kind of, yeah.
And he kind of like falls down, but we don't see him leave the room. It must happen like off screen. He just like is kind of on the ground. He kind of starts. He starts
to walk, and then if you watch the sound, where it says what's happening,
the subtitles,
it says door opens and closes.
Okay, well, I just remember being like, oh, why is she getting up? Is she gonna go like try to help him? But no, I guess he just left her.
He
so
left.
Now she's untied and she's ready to, get the heck out of here because she is imprisoned.
She is ready, but that's when Allie and crew come, right?
Yeah. So while Alison shows up in the break room,
oh, that's right,
Teresa's still hiding, and she hears
like, oh my gosh,
I know, she hears Alison be like, "Time to who wants to kill a traitor?" And they're like, "Annabeth, what Luke said," and she's like, "My orders come from Cronus, and I might need backup if Luke tries to stop me." And then they
all pick up weapons here, and I had this thought: wait, do these guys just walk around the ship without weapons all the time, and then they have to run down there to get their weapons? You know what I mean?
Maybe they carry like small daggers, like she had.
Yeah, and the other girl
during
did
that one
also.
Part of the fight. Yeah, and the other girl did
maybe.
too. But then these are like where the real weapons are.
I just want to point out how completely not armed and ready this whole crew is.
I suppose they maybe feel safe by the monster pals that they have as well. Like that is like a weapon in itself.
That's true.
So they all leave. Clarice is like, gotta go save Annabeth, I guess.
I like that look on her face where she was like, you know what? I'm gonna go save Annabeth. And there was a look where she made that decision. She's like, all right. And she goes and picks up her axe and the other
I guess
spear.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do this really quick back and forth between like Percy and Kronos
and Annabeth
/ Luke.
Clarice.
And then Annabeth and Clarice and them fighting. So it basically goes like this. We're going to talk about the show fight, and then we're going to cover it in the book.
Okay.
So Percy comes into the room. At first I was wondering if he's going to try to open the sarcophagus. I don't know. I was hoping maybe we could try to look inside the sarcophagus, but no. Instead, he goes to grab it, and he starts having a conversation with Kronos.
He gets that pain at first, and then you can see he's like fighting it, and then Kronos has a conversation. Do you notice Percy's smile on his face? Like almost instantly, he starts to like smile a little bit listening to Kronos. I was like, I don't know. I couldn't quite tell what the smile was. You didn't notice that?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was more of a grimace.
Well, if it was a weird grimace. But anyways, no, he was almost like ready to taunt him or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was.
We get a super quick flash of the crew sneaking in to get Annabeth, the bad guys, but their bed's empty, and they're like, don't let her out, she's quick. Then we're back to Percy. He's talking to Kronos. I was like, please don't chat. Like,
oh yeah, they have to have this
Stop
conversation.
chatting.
Except for that we get the wording of the prophecy here.
Yeah, so he says, if I tell you, like, what about you leave the fleece here and I tell you the full prophecy? I'm like, no,
how dumb are you,
that's
Kronos?
a terrible deal. What are you talking about? Anyways, Percy's like, how would I even believe that that's the real lines of the prophecy?
But it is.
And then he's like, well, you decide for yourself. So you're just going to tell him before he decides? Yeah. How are you this bad at making deals?
I don't know. I know. It's the dumbest thing. He's like literally giving free information for him when Percy could just listen to the whole thing and be like, is that really true? Okay, great. Oh, nice. I never agreed to this. I'll just take
never did. Like, make someone swear on the river Styx. Like,
he didn't listen to the very end of the prophecy, so that's part of the teaser. Like, at the very last line, he's like, never mind.
The last word.
Yeah, but he like breaks it off so he doesn't hear I'll reap.
Oh no. He doesn't know shall reap. I'm sure nothing with the cursed blade is going to be the cursed blade shall sing. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Maybe it will sing.
Anyway, so we hear the full prophecy, and I was like, the full prophecy right now.
No, when did he hear the full prophecy? Wasn't it book 4 or something?
Yeah, pretty sure. So I was like,
you almost sounded like Kronos there. That was pretty good.
The whole prophecy. And then Luke shows up, notices that Percy is there, and that he has Annabeth's cap. I think he notices that, or maybe not.
No, he's got the fleece now. He just has the fleece.
Yeah, and then he's like, she lied, like talking about Annabeth. But I'm like, what exactly did Annabeth lie about?
I figured it out the second time, not the first time.
I tried to figure out the second time, and I still didn't know.
I figured out the second time. So he figured out that he saw Annabeth's cap. And he figured out that Annabeth was faking that conversation, that Percy was there the whole time. And that when Annabeth was asking, he figured out the deception.
Yeah, but she didn't lie.
I guess she didn't lie, but that was
A live omission. Percy's
Maybe.
here. Like, that's what he wanted her to say. Percy's here. He's going to get the fleece.
maybe, but I figured it out because he looks at the hat and realizes, something like
That Annabeth must know he's
somehow
here.
she knows he knows that Annabeth knew that Percy was doing this and maybe was like holding him back. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he just thinks the whole conversation.
The whole thing was just a lie.
But then that's what I thought too, but then he confronts Cronus, is like, why didn't you tell me
Yeah.
about that? So then he does believe her.
Yeah, okay, fine. So what she lied about is not very clear, but it did take
He
me the
feels
second time
betrayed.
to... Yeah.
Which is the audacity
Yeah, he
for
feels
him to
betrayed.
have Annabeth tied up and be like, she betrayed me?
Yeah,
It's like, Luke, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, obviously he cares about her because they saved her life. She should
Yeah.
be thankful.
To be tied up.
Yes.
And a prisoner.
Yes.
Or at least she's not dead.
And in a scheme that's gonna just kill all the humans.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so now we see Clarice stab the giant, or the last Dragonian, which is a giant,
Yep.
through the back. He dies, and she's like,
Great line.
Yeah, the
She's like,
five
oh, 5
against
to
1.
1. My
Yeah.
kind of odds.
She's very excited to fight. And now we get really quick succession of flashes between Clarice fighting and Percy and
Yeah.
Luke fighting. Percy and Luke's choreography, like half
Again,
of it.
yeah.
Half of it, I was like, yeah. And then every once in a while, I was like, what?
Yeah, I know.
What was that?
I decided I was gonna stop getting too into the choreography of the fights because they're not great. This was great. My guess is that possibly Walker might not be very good at this, and they're doing the best they can. And listen, Walker is amazing.
Yeah.
No
You
complaints.
can have all the skills sometimes, you know?
12 out of 10 for almost everything about him. I love him. But I have a feeling that because almost every one of his fights, I'm like, oh my gosh, Clarice did so well. The only thing that was wrong with her is it drove me crazy both times I watched is when she knocks down Alison. And I know it's just the shot.
Yeah.
Her back is to the 4 other demigods and they're just standing there.
Well, see, bad guys, they
have to
learn
wait?
2 things in bad guy class. You can't hit anyone with your guns or arrows.
when they're already... Oh,
Terrible
you can't
aim.
hit ever. Okay.
Terrible aim.
And you gotta wait until the other person's
And
done, right?
you can only fight one at a time. You have to wait your turn. Maybe
I was
2
like-
at a time.
But I was like, Clarice, your back is to the enemy, and you stopped, and you're like, oh, yay, and then you turn and then start fighting them. Maybe because she also knows the rules
They're
of the bad
so
guys.
in awe. They can't move.
It just bothered me both times. I was like, okay, it was a good shot, too, from that angle, but crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I know, it's really funny.
But it is, you're right, the fighting was annoying.
It was not all bad, but there's like this weird scene where like it looks like Luke's gonna go for his neck, but like his wrist hits Percy's
Right.
neck. I'm like, how do you miss that bad? Your sword is long.
And then also, I thought for sure he chopped Percy's hand off when
Right?
but no, he just
disarmed him.
disarmed him with the hilt of his sword. Was he trying not to kill Percy?
I don't know.
But anyways,
It's okay. Somewhere in this fight, old Chris, we don't know who his name is now, but old Chris Rodriguez sees Annabeth, and so they have a little one-on-one fight,
Yeah.
which Annabeth obviously wins,
yep,
the most
smashed
formidable
and
demigod.
stomps him in the face with her foot too, which
Yeah.
was great.
And then Percy's running, because he got the best of Luke
Da-na-na-na.
for like a second. Oh, right, because
That whole running
because
with
they fought against the sarcophagus, and the sarcophagus almost fell, and Luke had to catch
Luke had to
it.
catch it, of course,
Yeah.
because what would have happened if it fell over, split open, and whatever pieces there were?
I don't know.
But anyways, Percy's running with the fleece. That was
It's
great.
running action.
And then he
the
picks
red
out
lights.
of everything. He decides to pick the elevator.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
right.
not-
Before the red lights, he just runs to the elevator.
Oh, that's right.
But I think the elevator's well, no, because
You can't. There has to be.
safety wise, there has to be stairs. But it's fine. Him like frantically pressing the button is really funny.
Yeah.
And then him getting stabbed, I was like, okay, he got stabbed in the book.
Yep.
That's cool. He got stabbed. Not
then how
enough
lo-
blood. His shirt should have had a lot more blood on it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but like I get that he heals quickly, but there's like blood spreads quickly. It's
Yeah.
gushing out of you. Not even close to enough blood, but that's fine.
And how long it took him to grab the fleece. I'm going, the fleece! It's right next to you! Grab it!
I literally didn't. The first time I watched it, I was so distracted by the fact that no blood was spreading that I didn't even think about how he was going to heal himself. And then when he grabs the fleece, I was like, oh yeah, that's actually obvious.
I was yelling at the...
And that's pretty much the end of the fight. So
Well,
let's see. Right
after he gets stabbed in the stomach, somewhere in these flashbacks, Clarice stops and goes, I needed that. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, Clarice, so did we. Okay, going to the book. So remember that this is the start of chapter 18, the party ponies invade, right? He challenges Luke to a duel. So remember, they're standing up on the deck and Luke is waiting for his steed so he can go take off and try to get the fleece from Clarice.
Yeah.
So they fight. Percy mentions that Backbiter's a foot longer than, and I was like, oh, I don't think it really is in the TV show, but that's okay. Luke is like, kind of like, I don't want to be baited into a fight and stuff like that. But then Percy kind of like pushes the pride a little bit, like makes him look bad a little bit in front of his people. Because, I mean, there's like tons of monsters and demigods all over the deck. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll make this quick. We'll fight really quick. Like,
Yeah.
Luke is a little bit like, I don't have time for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
He's trying to like goat him into a fight how he did to Ares, and at first Luke's like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But then when he makes him look bad in front of everyone, he's like, oh, fine.
Yeah, he's like, sort of like, you're a coward type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he actually gets hit. Percy gets hit twice here because Luke is a better swordsman than him. He just is. But he gets hit once in like the rib area, kind of grazing his ribs. And that's when he like steps into the swimming pool, which I'm like, no one fight Percy by water. How many times do we have to learn this one? But that's okay. I'm glad they did, because then he got a surge of strength and, you know, obviously it healed him and all the good stuff that happens when Percy's in the water, which we don't get a lot of this season.
Yeah.
We don't get that feeling, whatever. And then he's like trying to attack Luke again, and then Luke jabs him in the legs, and then his thigh is on fire. So this is not the stomach, but this one like really like debilitates him. Like he is like feeling like he's gonna black out. He's trying to crawl to the swimming pool. He's not gonna make it. Luke's about to, you know, basically take him down with the sword, and then says, one thing I want you to watch before you die, Percy. And then again, like I said, he tells that guy, you can eat your dinner now, Aureus, bon appetit. And the guy's just about to do it when whoosh, a red feathered arrow sprouts from his mouth. And he dies. I would like to point out, though, that most of the arrows that, like, they did that one, that was a deadly one, but most of them are just, like...
Well, I would say that one's Chiron.
That was probably Chiron. He was like, yeah, you're not eating my Annabeth.
Yeah.
And Grover, too. Anyways, so that's great. That's one of the bear twins, and then the other one's like, brother! And then the Pegasus... He like kind of lets go of the Pegasus for a second, and the Pegasus like kicks him in the head and flies away. So that's the last we see of Blackjack in this. We don't even know it's Blackjack. In fact, it's actually a female horse in this book. But that's the last we see of this horse for this book.
Which is funny because when you reread that, whenever I reread that scene, I'm like, Blackjack loves to be like, Percy rescued me, or Percy saved me, or whatever. But it's like, Percy did nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Percy saves him a lot more in the TV show than on this book. Yeah, no, it's not. It was really the party ponies that saved him.
Yeah, which I guess came to rescue Percy in a roundabout way, but
Sure.
not directly.
Percy would have saved him if he could.
If he knew he needed saving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why wasn't Blackjack talking in his mind here? Who knows? Okay, so maybe they don't always talk to him. Who knows?
Yeah.
So this is great, though. The party ponies arrive, and I just have to read you a little bit about this because it's so awesome. It's like there's centaurs with black Arabian stallion bodies. Okay, all different kinds, paint horses, palominos, and stuff like that. But it said some were armed with bows, some with baseball bats, some with paintball guns. One had his face painted like a Comanche warrior. Another was bare chest and painted entirely green. A third had googly eye glasses with eyeballs bouncing around on slinky coils. And one of the baseball caps had a soda can and straw attachment on either side. They were probably drinking root beer. That's their favorite, I believe, if I remember correctly. And they just were like shooting like leather boxing glove arrows and... I don't know, all sorts of fun arrows. I can't.
Just complete chaos.
Just
They're just causing
chaos?
complete chaos.
And they keep knocking Luke down. They just keep knocking him down. No one kills him. They just keep knocking him down. And then Chiron picks up Annabeth and Grover, puts them on his back, and then he's like, okay, fall back, everybody. And they pick up Percy and Tyson. When Tyson gets on the centaur, he says, do the words low carb diet mean anything to you?
Yeah, that's what
it's because Tyson's so big.
Yeah, that's what the guy said.
The centaur.
The centaur said to Tyson. Yeah, it's funny because he's very heavy.
Yeah, but they take off, and that's the end of that fight. But just to sort of end this scene, they basically take off and go really, 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 really fast down the street, like super, super fast. They end up in some kind of trailer park where it's all horse trailers though.
Yeah.
Around a lake with little televisions and mini refrigerators and stuff like that. A little centaur camp. And they're just, the party ponies are so funny. But Chiron is like sitting and talking to them and mentions that he figured that everything from the Sea of Monsters eventually washes up at Miami. So they would show up there, which I thought was kind of funny.
It is really funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then he talks about how he was eavesdropping on Percy's Iris message, so he like got part of what was happening on the Princess Andromeda, and that's how he knew about that. Because he says that Iris and I have been friends for centuries. I asked her to alert me to any important communications in this area. That's kind of ethically, like maybe like a gray line there, Iris.
Gray.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Chiron.
But it's Chiron. I mean, he's there for the heroes. Obviously, she's letting him.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything bad with the information.
Yeah.
And they did say his name, you know?
Yeah.
A few times in the call.
Exactly. They did. And that's one of those things where it's like maybe she was like, oh, they're talking about you.
Yeah.
I wonder how much your head might be going crazy if you're Iris and you're like
I don't
50. Think... So many people are making Iris message at the same time.
I don't think you have to listen.
She just was tuned to his name or something.
Or to that area.
Or to the area,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chiron's saying that he's like happy that he's going to be coming home. He's sort of like done with the party ponies. He says, my brethren here simply do not appreciate Dean Martin's music. Neither do the campers, Chiron.
Yeah, I was going to say. Maybe they're just too polite to say so.
So Chiron sends Annabeth and Grover on Tyson off. And then he mentions, this is where he has this talk with Percy about the well, not about the prophecy particularly, but he's saying, like, you're not yet 16. We just need to train you the best you have. So basically about the prophecy. But the whole purpose of this conversation, I believe, was when he basically told Chiron that he is... I mean, no, this is where he lets Percy know that the son of Kronos, isn't this it? Yeah. And that's why they were worried about him being part of that. I don't know.
Yeah, Percy didn't know that.
Yeah, Percy didn't know that. Yeah, also Percy mentions that the cutting the strings from the fates, that he thought it meant he was going to die right away, but he figures out that it's got to have something to do with the prophecy, and the death they foretold is probably going to happen when he's 16.
Which is true.
It is true.
Not his death, but it is true.
Because that would be a...
really sad ending to a children's story.
Yep.
Main character dead.
And he says there isn't any other half-blood child of the big three, and then Chiron says that we know of. ...
Book three.
Book three. But they're just basically saying, he's just basically saying, like, you know, yes, it's a lot of work, Percy, but we will stop them. You're not alone on this. We will, you know, figure it out.
Seems to have a lot more confidence in his ability not to end the world than he does in the TV show.
That's true. It's hard to tell what Chiron on the TV show is thinking about. I don't feel like he gets enough screen time to really know, you know?
True.
Anyway, so they have this conversation, and then the party ponies basically return to camp. But that's that's not here because we don't get that far.
No. So, back to the TV show.
Yeah.
Clarice and Annabeth make it back to the main deck. And then the bad guys are like, there they are, get them.
Yeah. And
Blackjack. Oh my goodness.
Did we skip over the scene where Clarice calls him a sea twerp?
Oh, yeah.
That's when Annabeth is like, oh, she's like, you saved me. And Clarice's like, yeah, I thought that was a good idea. And then she's like, well, Percy went to get the fleece. And she's sort of like, oh, he can't do that, whatever. And then, or she's like, it says about the sea twerp, right? The sea twerp can't, I don't know. I thought it was funny.
And then the sirens go off and she's like, that doesn't mean that he has it. And then,
but you can see her, she was like, okay, fine. That's cute.
I did forget to say that. And I really like that scene too.
That's also right after that is when you see the run scene with Percy, where he's running with the fleece and it's all cinematic and the background is great.
And that's when the red lights are happening because now the alarm has gone off.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're on the main deck. Blackjack comes and
just knocks off all
four of them. Yeah, two with his wings, two with his hooves. He doesn't really kick them. It just more looks like they jump off
the
edge.
amount of people jumping off this boat.
Yeah.
It's
looks
amazing.
Like fun.
Sure.
And anyways, yeah, that was pretty great.
I like how Percy comes out and says he's a friend, and then Annabeth like raises her eyebrows at Clarice.
Yeah,
she's sort of like,
okay, Percy's friend with a horse, I guess.
Yeah,
that was kind of the vibe I got. That was like the most they address the fact that he can talk to this horse.
Exactly.
It'd never been brought up before.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Percy's here, yay, and they have this conversation with Clarice now.
This is that same conversation sort of from the book where he's like, I figured out the prophecy. He also apologizes in this one.
So cute.
Which is very cute.
It's like, you trusted me with a prophecy and I used it against you. That was really sweet.
Yeah.
They explained to her that, again, this is her quest, that she deserves this, that the Blackjack can only hold one, and that she would never let anyone stop her from bringing the fleece back to camp. And then it makes sense with the lines of the prophecy. Yeah, they spell that out very clearly.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what the prophecy meant.
Yay, same as the book.
Yay. And yeah, it's just really great. But I was also like, this is a long conversation.
I know,
for when
like,
you're being pursued.
There's
by the
alarms
entire-
going off. Not a single of one of his army shows up.
Where's the monsters? Where are the demigods? Like,
I know. They
oh
had
my
to have that
God.
conversation. This
I know,
happens.
it's
This
a really good
happens in
conversation.
so many. This is just what TV shows and books. I
I
mean,
know.
movies do, not books. Not so much. I just love Annabeth here. She just does a lot of nodding. Just
Yeah,
thought it was
she's
funny.
like, I'm also
A lot of-
here.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna nod along with this. Oh, and I'm gonna nod along with that.
Yeah. It really is
Okay.
great. And then Clarice says, thank you, Jackson.
Yeah,
And,
which is
or thank you, Percy.
maybe not a real book Clarice thing, but
No, but I think
that's fine.
the
It was nice.
friendship they've formed does make sense here. And it's just adorable.
yeah,
And they, of course, tell her to fly on blackjack instead
Yes.
of an airplane.
Yeah.
Which we kind of already talked about. But yeah, I like that too. It makes him more involved and more
and
of
it
a
has
character.
him at the camp now, which is where we want him.
Yeah, instead of just being like, book 3, hey, remember this horse we saw for 3 seconds? Which is
Yeah.
how the books went.
I know the books. He's just
I
out of nowhere.
didn't
He's like,
remember. The first one I read, I was like, what horse?
I
From
know.
when? From where?
and then they're like, he's now practically a main sidekick or a sidekick character. Like
That comes forever. Anyways, we're fine.
books and books.
I like that they're like, let's make this relevant.
Yeah.
if we're gonna bring him back forever.
Yep, that works.
Yeah.
So now they're on the dock, right? They've all.
Percy's running.
Yep.
And
I
he's
love
kind of
the
trying
touch.
to hide.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that touch that he's like trying to hide his bloody shirt from all the mortals around.
Even though it should be way blood. I'm sorry. Like, have you been stabbed?
I
Have
haven't.
a paper
no.
cut bleeds more than that wound. Like, it's just that was a deep stab. I get that he healed it, but not quickly. It just blood comes out so quickly. It's fine, but it's annoying. And he's like kind of trying to hide it. And then he really tries to hide it from his mom once he notices her. But I love this scene.
know.
They're all like, "Get in! What?
Get in!
Get in!" And, like they
But
all
they
keep
all-
on
yeah.
popping up.
I didn't even see Annabeth get in the car, but she must have.
I
gotten
didn't either,
in.
but she got in the back seat. So
What's up with
This
this
is-
bumper sticker on the back of Sally's car?
oh, what does it say?
It says, "I'd rather be teaching." Did we know who Sally is or not? Sally would rather be writing. She doesn't teach.
That's weird. Maybe this isn't her car. Maybe she stole it.
My goodness, Sally's car! Did she bark? Because she didn't have a car.
Prius.
It is a blue Prius. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. We just. Okay, did everyone else get this and we're that slow? It's a blue Prius. That's Paul's car.
Oh. It does make sense why Percy was like, whose car is this?
I didn't remember him say that.
Because he said, whose car is this? And then he's like, Mom, how'd you
Oh,
get...
that's right. He didn't recognize his. Yeah, because she had Gabe's car before.
Yeah.
Oh, my
my
goodness. Okay, this is live footage of Brianna and Kendra having a realization about this that maybe everyone else got.
Well,
But
I
was
didn't
like,
even notice the
I'd
bumper
rather be
sticker.
teaching. I just thought that was so weird.
But I should have noticed it's a blue Prius.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is our first sign that Paul's around.
Do you think Paul was in the grocery store?
No.
Like, if we go back, do you think there's like just a man in the grocery store that's Paul?
I mean, we can go back and look, but I don't think Paul was there. I feel like he would be closer to her and wondering why she looks so concerned.
Yeah. Also, that's a really loud conversation to have about a son who's a Cyclops in front of Paul.
Right in front of Paul.
Unless she's going to be different, just tell him right away.
I think she borrowed his car to go shop.
At Montauk Beach.
No, knowing the TV show, she's going to tell him right away. He's
Yeah.
going to know.
He's actually going to already know.
Yeah. Oh
He's
my
dated a god
goodness, we've
already.
got Paul, everybody. Paul is
Wow.
here.
It's amazing.
That's great. That's so great. Okay.
Okay, well.
Now I really, really, really hope that when I listen to Mike's, that he didn't pick up on that. I know Monster Donut's going to pick up on that. They're way too good. I'm hoping we might have, I don't know.
We beat
See how
Mike.
good we are.
Maybe. That's amazing, though.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't notice a bumper sticker, so I didn't have that clue
You
at
didn't-
all.
Yeah, I had to talk it out though. That was great.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so here's this conversation, right?
this is one that, like, the second she starts talking, I'm like, this is bad writing.
Yeah, it sounds like she's trying to summarize things for the audience.
Yes.
And you should never sound like you're doing that.
No. Like, she's saying that they're talking too fast, but the entire car is silent. You know what I mean? like I don't know. I guess that they all got quiet when she started talking.
Maybe.
But I'm like, there should have been like a whispered conversation, or there should have been like she should have had to talk over them for like a minute, and that would have made it a lot more realistic.
But also, she didn't. Yeah, it just. So, guys, whatever.
Something
The
about
acting
this-
and the writing together could have just been done a little bit better because it wasn't smooth.
Yeah.
It was
But it's
annoying. I was
okay.
annoyed by it from the beginning. I was like, what?
It gets better
What?
after a second, but just
Yeah.
like that first few lines she says, I'm like, oh, what's happening?
What gets better is Walker's face.
And I was like, what what is he thinking about? I was like, is he sad because he thinks he's going to be replaced
Me
by
too, I thought
Thalia?
that.
That he's losing Annabeth? I'm like, that just doesn't seem like Percy, the character. Because he doesn't feel like that until there's, like, evidence that she's doing that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, when he actually kind of starts being replaced as, like, the leader,
Yeah.
then he starts feeling that way. But the first second he meets her, he's not like, oh, this is my rival, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just...
We don't actually get Percy and Thalia getting to know each other at all. We get the end of book 2. It's like, oh, it's Thalia. At the start of book 3, they're on a mission together. So all that time in between, we don't actually get to see how he feels. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is he remembers her face and he's like, I don't know if this is a good thing.
Yeah, I was like really confused. I was like, why is he sad? Why is he sad? And then
Me too.
He thinks about the dream. I'm like, okay, thank God they put that in there because I was not putting that together.
Yeah. But even the I'm excited about Thalia from Annabeth and Me Too from Grover, whatever, was also, it just was forced. Something happened on that car ride.
This scene was weird, yeah.
They weren't warmed up. I don't know.
Like
maybe they had an argument.
They shot
yeah, it was
the whole season or something. Like,
maybe
they
hadn't quite gotten
chemistry was off. It was
other
weird.
than Percy's face, man. His face was great.
Yeah.
Great silent facial acting from Walker.
Anyways, it's okay because everything else was good, but it was definitely noticeable.
It was noticeable.
It was noticeable. Now we're back to Luke, and I don't want to feel bad for Luke, but this is so... He's like asking Kronos, like, why didn't you tell me? And then Kronos starts hurting him.
I know.
And saying, like, you're not, like, really loyal. Fine, if you're loyal, prove it. Kill them all.
Yeah, Luke is the one who says, I am loyal. And then he's like, prove it. Burn the camp to the ground. Kill the son of Poseidon.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I know. Anyways.
Listen, I'm not feeling bad for Luke. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm a bona fide Luke hater.
Okay.
No, I don't hate him. It's hard for me to hate anybody. If you know about that if you listen to our other podcast when I refuse to hate people that Brianna hates. I don't hate him. I just don't feel bad for him because I feel like he's so dumb doing what he's doing. So dumb and he should know better.
But I feel like at this point, but you're right. He's still not into
There is a point where Luke does start realizing that.
But it's like, I'm literally in too deep by then. Yeah. Here, he's not quite in too deep, but he definitely feels like he is. I don't know.
I think it's a pride point for him, too. I think his pride wouldn't let him turn around. Yeah.
He was wrong and that this was all a mistake. Because then he'd have to have the feeling of whoever he's killed, whoever he's hurt so far, was for nothing.
That's another thing, too. When you read about Backbiter, it says in the writing that somewhere, like, again, I can't remember if it's Chiron talking or whatever, the Backbiter, how it was made and stuff, it says whatever was done to like create that there must have been like a tragedy, some kind of death or something. And I was like, so he's already killed.
And also, of course, sword. You're gonna kill. You're trying to make a sword that can. But that was
before
mortals.
He even left camp.
I know.
So he's already been doing things in the background, whatever.
He basically forged these two metals together that shouldn't be touching. You have to have done something bad. It's like a Horcrux.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was like a Horcrux. Yeah. Anyway, so I think it ends at that point, right?
Yep.
Kill the son of Poseidon?
Yes.
Okay.
But I personally think we finally know what happens in episode 8 that made Walker say, hey, there's something that happens, but like, don't worry about it. It sets up book 3 really good. Like,
what do you
book
think
readers, I think it's just this. I think it's the fight, a giant fight, and Poseidon showing up that happens.
How is that going to set up book 3?
I don't know.
I don't think Poseidon shows up during the fight.
Okay. Well, did you watch the end?
I did. He was wearing a totally different clothes when he meets Poseidon in the forest than he is when he's fighting.
Okay. I hear you, but if Poseidon's going to show up in the forest...
Poseidon showed up in the forest and he must have said brace yourself because that's what he says in the book. He better say that.
If he shows up in the forest and then a trident saves Percy's life, you don't think also
Tyson
Poseidon.
might have... Maybe gave Tyson the trident.
Maybe trident? It could be. But
okay, it could be Poseidon.
I think that
I just wouldn't get mad about that, so I'm not sure.
Are you...
Are you think I should get mad at that?
Okay. Mom, when we watched the trailer, you were like, I can't believe they're fighting. I can't.
Oh, I'm past that. I've been numb to that from day one of the first trailer.
But I think that that's what Walker's talking about. Is this giant fight that's going to happen. I think that's what's going to set up book 3. I don't think...
You don't think it's something else?
I don't think
I'm like, why is he saying that when we've already figured out there's a giant fight in the forest at Camp Half-Blood? I mean, we've all figured that out. I've already gotten mad at it. I'm over it. I still think something else is going to happen. I don't know. Also, there's a chariot race. I'm like, why?
I don't think it's a chariot race.
You think they
they're
just
not
brought
wearing
them out for
chariot
the
race clothes?
Maybe they just brought them out for the war.
I think it's part of
for
the fight. I thought about that too.
And then what I also don't understand is how did these guys break through and get in when the fleece was there? Was it going to take some time to heal the tree, and then at the very end, Thalia comes out
and
at the
saves
very
them.
end?
That's what I want to happen. I want if there's going to be a big fight,
like,
she comes out of the tree and just lightning strikes all of them.
But everybody but Luke. And Alison, probably, because we got to keep Alison around. She's a good bad guy.
Yeah. The only good bad guy, clearly.
Clearly.
I
don't know. So it's a big I don't know, but in case you didn't catch this, maybe it was in the last episode that I mentioned that Walker said something in an interview about how he's like a little nervous about like there's something in the last thing that maybe might like
upset the book readers. But that it's really good setup for book 3, season 3.
I don't know how you can set up season 3 any better than it just starts out with them going on. I mean,
maybe it's just that
will they not go on that quest?
Maybe it's just that Bianca and Nico show up here.
You think they're just going to show up and we're not going to go out to the place and get them? No,
it doesn't make any sense
because that's how Annabeth gets taken. That's how we meet the dude with the spikes that he throws over his tail.
We can just not meet that dude. We have Alison.
So she's going to take over all the bad guys. Oh my gosh. I guess you're right, because that's going to be an interesting character to try to show too.
Yeah, he's a man.
Because they can do the general. The general is fine. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
He's just a giant.
Sorry, we probably are going to have. We are going to have obviously an episode where we give our predictions for season 3. We should probably not do it right now. We should probably end this episode.
We should at least watch the last episode of the season before we predict
it. Anyways, okay, guys. Wow, next week is our last episode of the TV show, and then we'll probably have one more episode wrapping up that part. And then maybe, hey guys, if we, cross our fingers, if we get approved to do our MegaCon panel this year in Orlando, we'll have a panel.
Yeah, heck yeah. Also, we could do another episode comparing movie 2 to season 2.
Oh, fun stuff.
I mean, I would love to roast that movie. That movie will be full of spoilers. That episode will be full of spoilers, though, everyone.
Oh, that's true, because it just spoils
movie
the whole...
just somehow covers books 2 to 5.
Sure. I don't know. Okay, good. Well, I guess that's it for today. We have some socials, don't we?
Okay, our socials are Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Camp Comparisons Podcast. And we also have a Gmail, campcomparisons@gmail.com. So you can email us what you think season 3 will be about, what you think next week's episode's gonna come and bring. So many things.
We love to hear from you. And also, if you would like to either comment on the Spotify review, because you can't leave actually written reviews on Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. We'll read your review.
Yeah, that's right. And we hope to see those of you who are local or not at MegaCon.
Yeah, we'll let you know if we have. We'll let you know if we'll have a podcast. They usually let us know like 2 months before, which is coming up on 2 months actually, right in a few days. So
yeah,
nice.
Very exciting. Okay, until next time.
See you at camp.
Bye.
Bye.